Again, we left off with chapter 3 with our percent of a number. It looks like a lot of you guys maybe stopped right before that part, so make sure that you guys do go through and practice those. So we're going on to chapter 4, which is where we did our solving equations. So this was kind of almost like, felt like a chapter of like algebra kind of hidden in here. And Jade and Mrs. Miller will grab like a sheet for you for this, because I don't know what happened to my extras. So in chapter 4, we solved equations, we did some formulas and ratios and proportions. So again, this is kind of to help you guys to know what to put on your note card and just kind of double check that you guys have all the different topics that we talked about. So we solved equations. That's where we like undo addition and subtraction to combine things and kind of move things around. We did word problems with those equations. I was actually going to dress up like a word problem today because it's real scary. Get it? No.
Proofs is scary.
Proofs.
Yeah, you should just dress as proofs and I'm terrified.
And then we talked about ratios and proportions. That's like when I have two fractions and I can set them equal and then cross multiply to solve. And then we did some formulas or equations where we had to solve for a particular variable. And I might just show you guys a quick example of that because that's a common confusion and it kind of goes through all the rest of this. So I have, let me do So I have like 5x minus 2y equals 7 and I want to solve that for y. What would you do to solve for y here? Yeah, what do you think, Clayton?
First I'll get rid of the x.
What would you do that? How would you get rid of x? Yep, so we move that 5x over to the other side. So I'd be left with 2y. Now these two aren't like terms, so I would leave them separate. You can write 7 minus 5x, or you can write negative 5x plus 7. Thank you. So I thought. What? And then can some come over once we're done?
For sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Now we need to get our y along, so we need to divide by 2, because it's being multiplied by 2. So this would be solving for y. As like ugly and like not simple this seems, this is considered solve for y there. So if I asked you to solve for a particular variable, sometimes the answer comes up kind of picky like that. Alright, so double check those. I'll give you guys a second to copy that part down. So that should be chapter 4. Then we skipped chapter 5, and we went on to chapter 6, or sorry, no, wait, hang on. Yeah, 6, I think. Yeah. So then we went to chapter 6 from there. Chapter 4 is a pretty big chapter. There was a lot in there, so just know that that's going to be a big chunk of your homework tonight.
Is this the chapter 4 like the one with like loans and stuff?
6, no, loans was until later.
Okay.
So 6 was the one we talked about that talked about our pay, like how much you get paid based off of like an hourly rate. And then we started talking about this, we started talking about the taxes that come out of our of our pay, so that chapter 6 we got into pay. So I'm gonna I know a few people came in late, so I want them to be able to copy this, and we'll get into chapter 6 here in a second. So when you're ready, flip over your page, we'll go to chapter 6. And again, our homework, we're meant to alter it a little bit, or we will alter it a little bit just so that we can kind of give you like a level amount, so that's not too much for the last day. I think we'll probably do 4 and 6, and then 12 and 16 can go together. That would make sense. Sorry. Are we good? Everyone got chapter 4 down? Right. Chapter 6. This is where we talked about what we get paid, and like if we get paid weekly or monthly, how much we would make over the course of a year. And then we started talking about how it seems like you get paid a certain amount, but then you get your paycheck and there's a whole lot less in that paycheck. And that's because of income taxes, Social Security taxes, all those different things that come out of our pay. So we talked about time and a half. So talking about our pay is our hourly times the number of hours, but then we talked about overtime. We typically get to take 1.5 and multiply it by our hourly rate. It's called time and a half. We talked about if we got paid weekly, that would be 52 paychecks a year. Monthly, so that'd be 12 per year. I forget the other ones. There was bi-monthly, and then I just have to make sure I have them the same way, the words.
There's also semi-monthly and bi-weekly.
Yeah, it was semi-monthly, bi-weekly, yeah. This one we get paid twice a month. That means regardless, so we get 24 per year. Or there was the bi-weekly, right? So that's the one where you get 26 a year. So you get every 2 weeks. So there's a few months that have 5 weeks. This would be a good note card thing to write down. So if I was asking you guys how much you would make, if this is how much you get bi-weekly, and then what would you get your yearly wage as, so being comfortable with that. And so like, again, talking about getting comfortable with the idea that income tax comes out of our paycheck. Taxes are subtracted from what we take home. Seems kind of obvious, but it'd be a silly mistake to make if you added them on. So taxes come off. So they come off of what we get paid. I'm not going to have you guys use all the different figurines to figure out what you actually get taxed. It's more like I would give you, there's an example in here like that we're going to have similar to what we'll do, is where I'll give you like what the taxes are and just showing how much is actually being taken out then. So just being careful with that. Okay? So I'm gonna tell you guys that if I stopped right now, that would give you 3 more pages of homework. So I think we'll stop now because then that leaves us with just 2 for the last day. Okay? So what I would like you guys to get to then, so if you flip to, oh, sorry, does everyone have that? Are you, okay, you're good, okay. So if you guys flip to this last page, I'm gonna have you guys go to, so you're gonna finish these, but you're also gonna do this part. Otherwise you're leaving too much for the last day. So you're doing this for Monday, and then this. So basically I want you guys to go to page 321, which is the one that say chapters 5 through 8 on the top. So I want you guys to get to page 321 by Monday.
I've already done.
Then good. Then you have less to do, or you can keep going. But again, guys, I would suggest keep on working on your note card. You're gonna be really mad at yourself if you get to school on Wednesday and don't have a note card done. It's gonna be a big pain to kind of have to throw that together. So please make sure you guys are taking care of that as you go. So like putting stuff on your note card here as we go. All right?
Decide to fail.
Yeah.